Dude, what are you doing? We have a show to do.
I'm looking. It's all everybody that's gone and everybody that we've lost in the last year.
What?
Yeah, it's everybody we lost
People
in
we
the last
lost.
year.
All the celebrities.
We should do a show about that.
We should do a show about that. Stick around after this.
Two guys talking, saying anything, nothing new to say, talking anyway. Start yammering, can't hear a thing, nothing I can do. So let's have one more brew. One more brew. Let's have one more brew. One more brew. Stop talking, try listening, try anything, try whistling. There you go again, saying anything, nothing I can do. So let's have one more brew. One more brew. Let's have one more brew. One more brew.
That's Dude.
That's dude.
And welcome to Lazyboys Night.
Oh yeah.
I think I might get used to something.
I think so. I noticed that you have a certain comfort level.
This looks a little hazy when you look
This
through
looks
it
so
there. It looks
basic.
like an orange juice.
Oh, I'm looking at the can. I was looking at the can.
It's called An IPA by Bellwoods Brewery. Just an IPA.
You know what? That's ballsy, man. You're going. You know what? We don't need.
It's like
bells
Friends
and
episodes. It's
whistles.
just the one where blah blah blah. The one with this. This is an IPA.
It's called Bellwoods. I said you don't need all bells and whistles.
Oh, I missed that.
Because he was busy talking.
I
That's
was.
what we do.
That is what I do, anyways.
You do.
I talk
Oh,
over you a lot.
you do.
I do. Cheers, dude.
Stop talking right now. Don't do it. Cheers. Let's try this out.
Breakfast beer.
Oh, that's an awesome breakfast beer.
I'll have an IPA for breakfast. Oh, yeah.
That is very, very nice.
Well, Bellwoods, well done.
And as I was bringing up, I don't tend to do that. I do that for every beer. I start smelling right away to see what kind of the bouquet.
The bouquet, indeed.
The Beer Snob Bouquet. Beer Snob! Brought to you by Lazyboys Night.
I find it fitting that we have a delicious beer because tonight we need to pay tribute.
Oh.
That's right. It's that time of year where we look back on the fallen stars of 2024.
Cheers to the falling stars.
And like last year, there's too many to mention. We will mention some of the ones who are relevant to us, but before we do, here's just a non-complete list of some of the bigger names we've lost this year. It's always sad to see celebrities go. We don't know them personally, but they've always managed to touch our lives
Both
somehow.
of us went like this. Yeah, they have a
We
massive
see them
impact.
on television and films through music, and they have an impact on our lives.
That's
So
why
when we lose them,
we enjoy entertainment so much.
even though we never knew them, we felt like we did. And it's always sad to see them go.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do, as we've done in previous years, and if you've been with us now for over
3.5.
3.5 years, folks.
Oh, yeah.
We'd like to pay tribute because fundamentally this show is about a lot of things, but it is about the whole world universe of geekdom and
Entertainment and pop
at
culture.
large and everything else. So the ones that we're going to be talking about specifically are always, we go through the list and as soon as we spark up a conversation about somebody and we just go, stop, that one we're doing.
Yeah, we'll pick names. These are some of the fallen stars who have meant something a little extra to us. We respect them all, but some of them meant a little more than others because we are particularly fond of something they've been in or how they've affected our lives one way or another.
Yeah.
Do you want to lead us off?
I definitely want to lead us off, and this person had a massive impact for me in the weirdest possible way because I started watching again the original TV show. So who I'm talking about?
Give us an era here.
We're talking about late 70s, early 80s.
Let me guess, they had a cool car.
They had an awesome car.
They all
And
did.
it's not Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, well, they're
They
still
were
alive.
talking about David Soul from Starsky and Hutch.
Oh,
Yeah, and this is the weird thing. I hadn't watched Starsky and Hutch in a long time, and as we do, I have the social media version. Social media.
the physical media.
Physical media.
It's in a box set somewhere here or
Actually,
there.
dude, it's like right there. It's one of my top.
There we go.
Yeah, so we're not going to play around with it.
It's
No, we'll pop up the cover, but you'll see what it is. And I had started watching it I have no idea why. I was like, oh, Starsky and Hutch. I haven't watched that in such a long time. And it's an awesome buddy movie. And,
show.
Movie. Oh my god, because there was the movie which
There was the movie
horrendous.
Ben Stiller
We're
and
not going to talk
Wilson,
about
yeah.
that movie never existed. So, holy freak, that's how bad it was. So, this TV show was back in the day when cops were badasses.
It pretty
It's
much
that-
defined the buddy cop genre for television.
Oh yeah, big time.
The two guys, the action, the cool car. It inspired a lot of non-cop shows like Dukes of Hazzard and all
Yeah.
this. But these were the guys who were there walking the mean streets,
These
doing
were
the cool stuff.
manly men that were gritty. They were, they would tangle with the bad guys and they would tangle with their superiors, but it was always they were the good guys. It was super easy.
They were
It
good
wasn't
cops,
great.
but they walked the line on procedure.
Because
and
they dealt with the bad guys and they knew how to deal with the bad guys. It was this way.
And sometimes
But
you had to crack some skulls,
But one of the biggest thing back in the day was always cars. Cars for us when we were like those early shows. Like you're talking about Knight Rider, the A-Team with the van,
That red car with the white stripe. Oh yeah, that was a classic.
Just phenomenal. But yeah, David Soul, and to finish, so we can move on because there's a lot and we could talk a long time about him. But when I found out that he passed away, I was watching Starsky and Hutch.
No.
Yeah. And that freaked me out.
Yeah.
That freaked me out. I'm going, why now do I choose to start watching it? So, David Soul,
we salute you.
we salute you.
Now, the next pick on the list here, he had an extensive body of work before, but the first time I saw this man, he wasn't a villain, but he was an antagonist.
Okay.
And then in the sequel, in a few sequels, he became a friend
Yeah.
and a mentor.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Carl Weathers, who, while played many things, is probably more famous for playing Apollo Creed in the Rocky series.
Hell yeah.
He was Rocky's opponent in the first film, and what was a little controversial about that film was Rocky lost in the first movie. Spoiler alert. But the point is,
If you haven't seen Rocky.
he went the full distance against the world champ, Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
And the sequel's about the rematch, and the third is about Rocky's fall and Apollo becoming his mentor,
And the
leading
third
him back
one is
to
actually
glory.
my favorite one
Really?
of all the Rockies. The third one's my favorite
And
one.
the four, he becomes the tragic fallen hero. But Carl Weathers, he's done a lot of the stuff. I also loved him in Happy Gilmore as, what was his name? He lost a hand.
Wasn't it? No, oh my god.
Dude, yeah. He lost his hand to a crocodile while playing golf.
That's it.
And he was a funny man.
awesome in
Wasn't
that.
he also Action Jackson?
He was Action Jackson.
Action Jackson.
That was his first full-on solo movie.
lead,
Yeah, and he was
So
fantastic
basically,
in that
Carl
too.
Weathers, he was a big guy. He was a fit guy. He was a great actor.
In
A lot of fun.
with the alien in the woods with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Predator.
Predator. He was freaking awesome.
He was
in
awesome. in
Predator.
Again, he was a big buff guy
Yes.
who knew how to do action, and he had great delivery, great timing, great this. Carl Weathers.
Yeah, Carl Weathers for sure, man.
We salute you.
Salute you. You'll be missed big time. You're awesome, awesome, awesome.
I wonder how Stallone feels about that one, huh?
I'm sure you had something.
I'm sure he had something to
as soon
say.
as that came out.
I'm sure you had something to say.
So-
All right, who's next on your list?
The third is he's never been, as far as I know, a leading man, but he's been in TV I would comfortably be able to say he's been in TV regularly for over 40 years. And he's been in so many different TV shows, but the ones
He's done movies too?
I don't know if he's done movies. I'd have to look into it. I'm sure he probably has.
I'm sure he has. This is
But Martin Mull. See,
Martin Mull is
if you
he
see
was the everyman who
his
was
face
in
right
anything.
now, folks, I can guarantee you remember seeing him somewhere. He's been in everything. This guy was able to build a proper career. You know, sometimes when you're a superstar, you hit that plateau or you crash and then you burn and you don't exist anymore. This guy kept it constant.
He's the supporting man.
The deadpan humor of this guy was unbelievable. His timing was everybody wanted to work with this guy.
When he was in a scene, he always managed to steal the scene somehow without being like, "Hey, look at me."
No.
It's just his natural performance always made you go, "Oh, I love that guy. Oh, where did I see? I saw him in this. I saw him in that."
So,
like I said, he was never a leading man, but he was always everybody's best supporting guy.
One of the biggest roles he had was the original Roseanne series.
Oh yeah, he featured in that a lot.
He was in there quite a bit. He's appeared in. Like, name one of your favorite sitcoms. He's been in like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's been in there. He's 9-9. But he's been one of his last TV shows, network shows, was called The Cool Kids. And actually, it was led by Vicki Lawrence from the Carol Burnett show.
Love Vicki Lawrence.
Vicki Lawrence hadn't done something like, as far as I know, again, folks, this is live. We don't do that much research. Maybe we should.
Dude
but,
should
you know,
probably fill us in, but we don't
he
know.
Does all the research for us.
Yeah.
But Vicki Lawrence in there was heading this group. She showed up. It was about a retirement home.
No.
But it was when the Cool Kids was. Martin Mull was a part of a group of 3 guys that were the Cool Kids, and she shows up and she starts sitting with them. But him in that show, oh my God!
I believe it.
That humor.
I believe it. Oh. He had such a great delivery on whatever.
And I'm sad it didn't keep going because they had it was funny. It was a funny show.
I'll have to look that up.
It's too bad. It's really too bad. But Martin Mull, man, you made me laugh for over 40 years.
I agree.
And for that,
we salute you. Now, this next one, this man is a legend of cinema. Canadian legend, too.
Oh.
And part of a legacy, father to another legend.
That's true.
I'm talking about the great Donald Sutherland. In case you don't know, Donald Sutherland, father of Kiefer Sutherland of 24 fame and a bunch of other stuff, Lost Boys and whatnot. But we're not talking about him. We're talking about Donald.
We could definitely talk about his son for a long time, but we are talking about him now.
More younger audiences or more recent moviegoers who don't know the old stuff would be most familiar with him as President Snow in the Hunger Games. But that's just like the little swan song at the end of a very, very long career that spans since the, I'm going to say, late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
He's been in like some classics. He was the original Hawkeye in MASH.
Yeah.
Before the TV show, there was the movie. He did all sorts of genres. Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
He was
Kelly's Heroes.
Man. He could do comedy. He could do
Animal
everything.
House.
Oh my God, that's true. He was an Animal House.
He was in so many things.
Kelly's Heroes with Clint Eastwood. No, but I just want to say his role in Kelly's Heroes.
Yeah.
Like everything else, the movie is most of the time is kind of serious. But there's Don Rickles, one of my favorite of all time, is in that movie.
Puck.
But you think Don Rickles is going to steal the movie just comedy wise, but then you have Don Rickles talking to Clint Eastwood. Because Clint Eastwood needs a couple of tanks to do the job he wants to do in this movie. And when he presents, you have a comedic genius like Don Rickles introducing Clint Eastwood to the role that Don Sutherland was playing in this movie, which is he's the tank commander for these, I think it was like 2 or 3 Tiger tanks, whatever. But that character, like just how he played it, he stole that movie. You got Clint Eastwood. You have like all these
being upstaged by like this Canadian guy. Well, I think what was great about Donald Sutherland is he always had, without trying, he just had this cool, roguish vibe to him. He was the king cool. He'd deliver any line, and you even see it even in his senior years as President Snow. when he's talking, there's just this little vibe about him, and you're
Yeah.
like, there's something going on with
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy. Totally. You saw him when he was younger. You saw him in Animal House, and he's just got this cool, suave delivery. There's a reason he was Hawkeye in MASH, because Hawkeye was that player.
Yeah.
Hawkeye was the player. He's done so many things, and he was always, excuse me, he always managed to get you to go, again, like Martin Mull earlier, I love that guy.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that guy. I love seeing
And the
him
way
and
he
stuff.
would play roles, and he was a proper actor where he would take on the personality,
Oh, yeah.
how it was written. But there's always this underlined, like the cool factor,
Yeah.
and how he delivered things. You're going, this guy's completely in control and losing his shit at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
That balance to me always blew my mind. Every time he would be on screen, oh my god, man, I just want to see him. He was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
will
yeah.
be oh my god, he will be missed. And Kiefer,
Oh, hang on. Keep
you know,
our
for your dad,
condolences.
your condolences.
And
your dad
Donald,
is amazing,
we salute you.
amazing. We salute you.
All right, who's next on your list? Are you crying?
He was amazing,
He
man.
was.
I think of every role that he's ever been in.
He was a legend.
So, speaking of legends, that's why we have this tonight. Luke, I am your father.
Oh.
James Earl Jones.
Mufasa.
The same voice. That voice, but even because we keep thinking of him as the voice of legends, like, I mean, Darth Vader.
Yeah.
No, like there's nobody on you.
One of the greatest villains
You could go
in
in
the
the
history of cinema.
darkest corner of Africa where they haven't seen human beings, but they've still seen Star Wars.
Did you know there's
His
a
voice, man.
there's a cathedral somewhere in the States? They had to undergo renovations, and part of it was destroyed, and they had to remake the gargoyles on the cathedral, or it's a new build. Anyways, I'm not sure, but they submitted a contest for kids to submit what kind of gargoyle they wanted to see. What they found would be scary. You know what won?
I'm assuming Darth Vader.
Darth Vader, and one of the gargoyles is actually Vader's mask on this cathedral.
Shit,
that's how
that's
powerful James Earl, and he wasn't even physically acting. That was David Prowse.
Yeah,
But it's the voice that made Vader.
oh, recognizable
Oh.
and right away.
Oh, yeah.
Like I mean, the first scene when he's talking, it's like the movie starts off and the first voice you hear is his, man.
But
beyond like the rebellion, like freaking out and
Oh, yeah,
yelling
yeah.
and getting shot down by stormtroopers, the first voice you hear in that movie
Yeah.
is him, and forever solidified who he is.
But even beyond having one of the most recognizable voices in cinema, I'm thinking, remember Conan the Barbarian?
yeah.
He was a great villain. He's still a big man. Great actor.
Why his voiceovers are so phenomenal is because he, as an actor, was
Phenomenal.
out of the world. Like, out of this world. He was absolutely amazing.
And not just action stuff or voice stuff, comedy, man. Eddie Murphy's dad in Coming to America.
Yes.
He was hilarious.
Yes.
Even though he played it very straight, because
Yes.
you had to be the straight,
Yeah.
proper king of
Yeah.
I forget the name of the country. But anyways,
Dude, this is where you step in.
Or when he played himself or a parody of himself on Big Bang Theory. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I did.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Did you know that was the first time he and Carrie Fisher actually ever met?
What?
Even though they did 3 Star Wars movies together, they'd never met until that
Big
episode of
Bang.
Big Bang Theory.
Wow, that's very good.
I know, when I read that, my
That's
mind
why
was
I
blown.
have him on the show, folks. But
Well, you have me on the show.
He has this unique little trivia stuff. But, hey,
Nah.
step in. So, one of the things that always blew my mind with this guy is that he's done documentaries. He's done voiceover for documentaries as well.
He's one of the most sought after voices in the world.
But it's how he draws you in was always like this guy has
the gravitas.
how massive a career he has. But imagine if had yeah. We salute you. My thought was always if you meet him, but as soon as he talks to you,
Yeah.
your knees would like go.
Oh yeah, I'd be like a little girl.
So it's one thing physically, and he's one of those rare actors where his voice is probably known more than he is him physically. Like even if you took a 5-year-old
They'll know the
and
voice.
he would get down and
They'd be like, it's Mufasa.
They would have recognized him somehow, but physically, no. Just
Anyways,
brilliant.
James Earl Jones, we salute you.
We salute you.
This last one on our official list.
Yeah, we're looking down at
One of the great ladies of cinema and television.
actually a dame.
A dame. Yes, she is a British dame. Was she formerly
I don't know. She
knighted
played
as a
once.
dame? Or
I
anyway,
think she did actually.
quite
I think
possible.
She was.
If someone would, it would be her.
I think she was. Let's confirm that, please.
We're talking about the incomparable Maggie Smith.
Oh.
Again, more recent audiences, younger viewers would know her as Professor McGonagall on Harry Potter, or they would know her from Downton Abbey.
Yes, huge role on that as well.
But her career spans since, I'm going to say, the 60s.
At least.
Probably.
Yeah.
And did so many things, mainly British stuff, so you probably wouldn't have seen the early stuff of her. But even then, she's just gained such renown that she quickly spilled over into American cinema and has just paved the way ever since. Oddly enough, not too long ago with my family, we were watching Hook, and she plays Granny Wendy in Hook, who's the original Wendy from Peter Pan, but if you've seen Hook, Peter Pan all grew up, and Maggie Smith plays
That's also
Wendy.
with Robin Williams.
Yes, which we lost a long time ago. We still can't forget about you, buddy.
I still watch you regularly. I still
But
have...
Maggie Smith brought class to every role she played. There was just something about her. I'm just thinking recently as McGonagall, even when she was like pissed at Potter and had to give him detention, somehow there was a little twinkle of mischief in her, but you would never dare say no to her. You're like, she's in charge. She's the lady of the house, the lady of the castle.
She was a proper lady.
She was a proper lady.
She was a damn.
But if you watch Downton Abbey, I've only seen a few episodes. Even though she's the lady of the house, she's a proper lady. She also doesn't care about the rules and will do whatever the hell she wants.
That's why she was so popular because
and nobody would stand up to her because you fear her. You're like, oh my god, what are you? It's
But even in person, man, I've seen so many interviews with her, and her sense of humor is legendary. She has a fantastic sense of humor. She's very personable.
The British dry wit down to a T.
Everybody that meets her in person as like her, not playing a role, absolutely adores her.
But also it's so weird that they'd only know you for that one thing, like you'd never existed before.
No, I never had. And except one kid once said to me, he said, were you really a cat? And I heard myself say, just pull yourself together. How could I have been? Anyway.
Okay, so, right?
I
amazing
love her.
Sense of humor.
Loved her. Even when she's straight, she's funny. Even when she's scolding you, you can't help but go, yes, ma'am, can I please have some more?
Yeah, for sure.
Maggie
and
Smith.
For that,
we salute you.
We salute you. So, those were our top, not our top picks. It's kind of weird saying that.
The ones who had most impact to us.
Our top, yeah, exactly. The ones that had a massive impact on us and that we both have. You know, like I said, we didn't talk about it.
There was one more name, but there's a reason we didn't mention him tonight so much.
And we're still going to mention him.
Yes.
So we're talking about Bob Newhart. Bob Newhart, we had an actual special. Like, he had impacted us so much.
A full episode just dedicated to him. You can see it right here.
Check this out. Okay, go see it.
But Bob,
we salute you.
We salute you.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah.
If you're gonna salute somebody, it's a good idea to salute them in this way, right? Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob,
for being who you are. Thank you to everybody for entertaining us. Everybody that we've mentioned, and as you know, as we go through life. And we lose people that had a massive impact in the entertainment industry. we also lose people that have a massive impact in our personal lives. So we've all had losses.
To all the losses you've suffered, we salute you and them.
Yeah, and I personally had a massive impact loss last year, and for that, I'll be showing you a little short there. But to everyone, we salute every single one of you, and thank you for keeping us entertained and laughing and enjoying life